Greetings everyone. In this video we'll be looking at NCEA level 1 mathematics common assessment task algebra, and in this video I'll be focusing on exam type question at an excellence level where we'll be forming and solving quadratic inequations, and we'll also look at some basic concepts on parabolas and how we can use that to solve quadratic inequations. So we'll look at some of the basic guidelines that you will need to follow in order to solve quadratic inequations. The process is similar to solving quadratic equations, where you rewrite the inequation so that 0 appears to the right hand side, like you did for quadratic equations. You are putting it equal to 0. So same thing for this one, so that 0 is on the right hand side. Once you have done that, then you will need to fully factorize the quadratic inequation. So you're basically treating them like equations until the final step. And then the third one, you'll be using null factor law to set each factor variable equal to 0. When I was solving quadratic equations, I've mentioned null factor law in that video. If you haven't already, please do check that one out. What that basically means is if a times b is equal to 0, then we know that either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0, or both a and b are 0. And so once I've got this information, then I can solve the resulting equations, and then you will use these values to sketch a parabola. And note that these values that you have just calculated in part 3 are the x-intercepts for the parabola. Once you've sketched the parabola, then you will need to identify the values of x that satisfy the inequality given. And in other words, you'll be looking for the area whether it is above or below the x-axis, like I've mentioned previously. And then you will give the range of values and answer the question in context. So we'll quickly have a look at the first example here. It says solve x squared minus 5x plus 6 is less than 0. We will need to factorize, and I've already covered the factorizing techniques in my previous videos. Please do watch those videos and familiarize yourself with all the factorization techniques that you need for this achievement standard. So we'll find two numbers that multiplies to 6 and adds to minus 5, and they are -2 and -3. So we'll put them in brackets. So x minus 2 into x minus 3 is less than 0, and then we'll apply null factor law, setting each equation equal to 0. So we'll say that either x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0, and then we'll solve for x, and x is equal to 2. So minus 2 becomes 2 on the other side, minus 3 is 3 on the other side. So I've got these two values, x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. So what I need to do next is sketch the parabola using this, and keep in mind this is a positive parabola, so you will have a U-shaped graph. So we'll quickly sketch that. The x values are 2 and 3, so it should pass through 2 and 3, and it should be a U-shaped curve. So that's a rough sketch there. And the question was x squared minus 5x plus 6 is less than 0. Less than 0 means it's below the x-axis, and you can see that if I shade this section here, the x value that's captured when it's below x-axis is between 2 and 3. So once I've got that, I can write my final answer that the solution to this is the x values will be between 2 and 3. As you can see here, and below x-axis means it's less than 0, and less than 0 means it's negative. And you can see all of the y values here are negative. Or I can give the answer in the inequality form. So x is greater than 2 or less than 3. So that's your final answer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.